Hi folks, we're looking at Bitcoin at almost 100k now, almost 100k. By the time you watch this video, it could be already hit 100k, but is it safe? Is it safe? So basically, let's have a look, right? I've had this mapped out. I'm saying there is a head shoulder pattern here, right? Not saying it's necessarily going to break. Let's have a look on the 4 hours chart. If this thing does break down, then basically Bitcoin could pull back, into the 80s. Whereabouts into the 80s? Oh, by the way, at the end of this video, I'm going to do two narratives, like about 6 coins I'm going to talk about, 6 altcoins and 2 new narratives that nobody has been talking about or noticing right now. Well, one of them kind of is already heating up, but the other one nobody's talking about. But let's do Bitcoin and Ethereum first. So basically, this is the head shoulder pattern, and usually people say, oh, you said it's going to go down to 80k, you said it's going to go down to 80k. Here's the neckline. I say it very clearly. Is it triggered? Right? It came down here, right? About 93 was the support. If it can close below 93k and do it like maybe 2 days, then the next target level is around 82, 83 area. It bounced off here, and now, right, it's invalidating this head and shoulders pattern. I wouldn't say it's fully invalidated, but we've had a daily close above this pressure line. So now it looks like Bitcoin is making an upward attack. So basically, let's have a look. See, so we had one close above this trend line, right? This downward pressure line. It doesn't mean Bitcoin is safe. We probably would like to see at least a couple of closes and then boom, really push through and not hang around below 100. Spend a few days up there and then keep going, right? At least 4 or 5, I'd say 5 to 7 days, close above 100 to establish that we're above the level, right? This, yeah, if it was any other level, this would mean something, right? To close above this trend line, this resistance line. But because it's at 100k level, it doesn't mean much, because folks might remember I'm the one who spoke about this 100 level being a key psychological resistance. I said it could take weeks, even months to get over. And guess what? So far it's been what, 2.5 weeks? 3 weeks? Bitcoin's still stuck below 100k. And when I say to get over, I don't mean like a wick above 100. I mean like it really needs to get above and confirm above 100. I think that's going to be very difficult. I'll give you an example. See here, for example, 64k was the top, you remember, in early 2021. And then Bitcoin went above 64k by 5k to 69k, right? And everyone thought, oh, okay, new bull market, new bull run, whatever. I was the only one warning, no, it could be double top, right? And I got out around the 50s, right? And didn't exit near the top. I'm not God, but anyways. So it wicks, goes above that key psychological level by about 5k and then comes down. Here, once again, early in March this year, it hit 73k. Everyone, including my Discord, is cheering, saying, "Oh, we're at this amazing new bull run has started." Right? It's beaten the all-time high. Right? 69k was the all-time high. It goes above by about 4k, so went to 73k. And then, as we know, went through a 7-month consolidation. A lot of people felt a lot of pain in that area. So here, the same thing. My warning is, right, Bitcoin really needs to punch itself above, like, say, 104, 105 in order to be safe, or at least spend like 5 to 7 days there. Because if Bitcoin wicks up to, say, 104k, 105k, and stay there for like 3 or 4 days, and then come breaking down, then come back down, it can then come back into the rising channel, the yellow part, and then you could see doing these pullbacks, right? It could go up first, take out all the shorts, leverage shorts, and then come down, hit 80s, like low 80s, and take out all the leverage longs. I hope that doesn't happen. I have, Bitcoin and especially altcoin bags as well. I hope Bitcoin can just keep on going up and keep on pumping our bags. You know what I'm saying? But I'm the only one who has to deliver the bad news, because no one else will tell you guys that there's risks involved with all this. Okay, let's have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum has done, if you watch my last video, Ethereum's doing exactly what I said. Basically, In my last video, I said Ethereum is punching, made a weekly close above this key, if you can call that a bull flag in this area, right? It closed around there. So that was the weekly close, I think. So therefore, next Ethereum longer term target is around 4,500 or around this area, right? 4,500. Not saying it's going to get there tomorrow, but that's the next target for this bull run because it's cleared out of this major, I don't want to call it, that's called a range, not a bull flag, out of this range. So then target for me, 4,500 area around here, right? It could pull back tomorrow, right? Could float around. If Bitcoin goes to the 80s, like 83, I'm warning it possibly could, then Ethereum could start doing this and maybe even pull back into the range. For now, it looks like we're good. We're on our way to 4,500 for now. Just remember, there's always pullbacks, ups and downs in this market, right? Now, in general, even though when I think that Bitcoin is at this area where it's playing a lot of games, so we need to be extra careful. In general, I have been saying I'm probably the earliest guy to call for a altcoin run, right? The altcoins are running, and that's based on this Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart. If we just look at this, Ethereum, ETH versus Bitcoin. Basically, that shows to a large extent Bitcoin is losing strength right now and ETH is making its comeback. If we look at the weekly, right, ETH has been falling against Bitcoin, falling, right, for the last 2.5 years. And basically, I called this, right, as it was happening. I said, this is going to be a big weekly bottom candle. And then, boom, up it goes, right? If it runs up to, say, somewhere around here, 0.66, would have a big altcoins bull run. If it can get here, then major altcoins bull run. And that's not even the high. Right, the high was here, 0.15. We're at 0.03 right now, right? That's like a 4x run from here. I'm not saying it's going to get there. I don't think ETH is that strong this time. But even if we got halfway there, even if we just got doubled itself, like to here, to 0.066, we'd be saying a major altcoins run, right? So now, basically, there are two new narratives that I am going to be talking about. One is this DeFi narrative, right? Some of you might have already noticed, but BlackRock did a deal with CurveDAO. So we saw in the news that BlackRock did some sort of deal, and it's basically they're trying to do what they call DeFi, which is decentralized finance, right? Get that, try to wrap that around your head. It's basically going from traditional to finance, bridging it to decentralized finance, right? Which is what crypto is. And CRV, this old coin, everyone's thought it's been left for dead, has suddenly woken up, and that's woken up the entire DeFi industry. And I was telling folks about this in my Discord, and I told folks which coin we're getting into. So first of all, let's look at the big coins, such as CRV itself, right? Here we go. All right, CRV itself. It has been on a tear because CRV is now like Ondo. Remember the DeFi coin, should I say RWA, real world assets coin called Ondo? It's been on a tear, ran up to like $4 billion after launch in FDV market cap, because the fact that BlackRock backed this crypto project. And now BlackRock's doing a deal with Curve, so that's why Curve is running so hard, right? Basically up 4x from the bottom, a little bit more than 4x actually. So Curve is actually one of the leaders, right? It's got major resistance around this area, $1.25, say, because we've got pivot top, pivot bottoms, right? And then I do think if we do pull back, if Bitcoin pulls back, then everything will pull back. Then I think Curve, if Bitcoin pulls back, saying, would come back to this 0.8 area, right? That would give us the chance for a spring up. And then the next targets will be around 1.85 and then 3.8, 3.9. Eventually, at the end of this bull run, $6, right? Low sixes is possible. So if you got to be prepared for all scenarios, I might leave some, if I want to play curve, right? Not that I'm fully into it, but if I want to play curve, I might leave some buy stops around here. Watch Bitcoin pull back, watch the buy stops get hit, right? Around this 0.80 cents area, low 80s, and then see it run up. Curve is already kind of large, so I'm going to tell you guys about a smaller coin. And this is something I told folks in my Discord already. And by the way, this video goes out to my Discord one day. Right now, it's Thursday, 5th of December, before I make it public. But before you do, let's spend 30 seconds. Let Pablo tell you the exchange that I use. Pablo used this exchange called BitUnix. Basically, it's got lots of prizes like deposit 100 USDT and receive $20, right? Deposit 500, get 100. Deposit 1,000, receive $200 futures bonus, right? It's basically very trusted, and this is Pablo's link. Basically, you only get this deal if you use Pablo's link. That's why this is called the BitUnix Pablo package, right? And when you get there, basically it's up to $5,500 US dollars worth of newbie benefits, right? But only with Pablo's link. And you may not have heard of it, but I've been using it. Their liquidity is not bad because they've got like 200 mil in futures trading volume, 1.3 million global users already. I know some of the guys behind it. They used to work for other exchanges, so I know what this exchange is all about. The link is in the bottom of this video, or if you guys are on other platforms and you don't see the link, basically just go to my link tree, like my Stan Pablo He-Man link. You go in there, and it's the first. It's the first item that comes up. You go in there, BitUnix, right there, and that'll take you to my affiliate link, which will offer you all the great deals. Okay, now back to Curve. So, second one is basically Aave, right? The reason why these DeFi coins are coming back again when everyone's wrote them off since the DeFi summer is because look at what BlackRock is doing with Ondo. Well, what they're doing is basically they would take Wall Street money, right? People who buy bonds, like boomers who are worth $5 to $20 million, right? They take their money and they buy bonds with them. They buy bonds, and then the bond money would be invested in that. Those bonds, they invest them in U.S. Treasuries, like short-term U.S. Treasuries, short-term U.S. notes, which are only like 3 months in terms of maturity. When that matures, they basically then pay off the dividend yield, which is very high right now. It used to be 5%, now it's 5.5%, now it's like 4.5%. Imagine that, $2 million, $10 million, that's pretty good for some of these old boomers, and they pay that to the customers, not in fiat US dollars like they used to. They send that to your brokerage account, like TD Waterhouse, whatever it is you're in. Now they go, what is your crypto wallet? And they'll send it to you on chain as USDC. I think it's DC, not DT. They don't trust Tether. So imagine that. That's financial innovation. You can buy bonds now and receive the yield wherever you are in the world. You don't need a broker, just a crypto wallet. You can receive that. And so they're working with Curve, and they're working with Aave. Aave is the other one. It's a big DeFi lending platform, whatever. It's up 4x from the bottom, from the recent bottom. It's up 3x. So the all-time high is around here. So these are the. Once again, if Bitcoin goes into the 80s, has a big pullback, then this 203, 204 area, I try to get in there, and then watch out for the 299, 300 resistance, right? But really the target is around this 420 area, and I do think that ultimate target is 666, the number, and I think the new all-time high is going to get taken out on coins such as Aave and CRV as well, but that's only another 4 or 5x from here. Some people may not like that. So let's have a look at CRV, for example. What is the market cap? 1.4 billion. So CRV actually has a lot of room to run. Okay, so FTV 2.4 billion. Yeah, it can do a 4x, get to $10 billion. And if BlackRock keeps on pumping out good news about CRV, can go even much higher. Just be careful with the unlocks because it's got it's only something like 60% of coins are unlocked, so there's 40% more supply coming. Let's have a look at Aave. Aave basically is already quite big as well. It's $4 billion as well. So, you know, that's, just be careful just if you want a 10x out of this thing. Aave is going to have to run to, it's going to have to run to $40 billion, which is quite difficult. Getting over 10, getting to 15, possible. So we're looking at a 3x with Aave. This is the reason why. This is the reason why, folks, I told folks in my Discord about a much smaller coin in DeFi, and that is called Alpaca. Alpaca, we got in at around 0.22, and then it hit 0.32. So basically, the reason now Alpaca is a DeFi coin, and why did I pick Alpaca? Well, because it's small. It's only like 16 mil in market cap when I looked at it and told my Discord. But also, it is 30. Its total value lock is something like 30 million. So basically, it has twice the TVL than its market cap, which usually signals is quite cheap. So here's the other thing. The levels to watch on Alpaca, and it's traded on Binance as well. Easy for everyone to buy or sell if they want to. Not financial advice. None of this is financial advice. So what I'm seeing here, as I told my Discord, is a shoulder, head, shoulder, right? And the neckline is this red line here, and you can see exactly that Alpaca has obeyed this trend line. Pops above, hits 3.2, pulls back, right? If Bitcoin dumps, we get to this 22 cents support area, and then boom. If Bitcoin doesn't, if Bitcoin keeps going, then it probably spends a day or 3 or 5 around here, messing about here, and then boom, we'll go through. Next target is 0.48. Why do I have these sort of targets? 0.48. Next target, 0.69. Let's call it 0.70 cents. 70 cents. Why do I have these sort of targets? Because some traders like to, including myself, like to take a percentage of profits off the table. Take some profits off the table and then basically, whether it's 10%, 20%, book some profits. Don't round trip it and write it up and then write it all the way down. Other guys are more aggressive. What they try to do is basically sell here, all of it, and then they try to buy it back somewhere around here. I'm not sure. I think maybe like 30%, 40%, 50%, and then try to catch some more back here. If you can't, that's okay. You still are writing 50% of your position as it goes higher. But look, it depends on your own risk reward profile. It depends on your own personality. Now, one more narrative that I'm gonna get into is basically let's see. One more narrative I'm gonna get into. Okay, I'll give you guys an early hint. Right, I've got Sand and I've got Gala right on my screen right now, and I'm gonna talk about them. Right, running out of time. Pablo is a busy man. I'm going to make this in my next video. But if you have a look at what happened to Sand and Gala, I'm already telling you what the next big narrative that I think is and where I'm positioning. Okay, that's catch you guys another time. And thank you all for listening to Pablo.